The Spectre X2 undercuts its competitors with a lower price that includes a keyboard in the box, and it's a very comfortable keyboard, at that. Still, for more money you could buy a similar product with faster performance, longer battery life and a sharper screen. That means the X2 is a good deal for the money, but not the best in its class. It works like a Surface, but it doesn't look like one. Whereas the Surface Pro is all chamfered edges and unibody metal, the Spectre X2 is marked by rounded corners, exposed screws and some chrome and glass bits. Let's start our tour on the backside for once, because that's where most of the action is. The all-important kickstand sits flush with the rear case until you hold down a release lever on the left side. When extended, it looks like an easel, with an open metal frame that stays put on flat surfaces, but isn't always comfortable to balance on your lap. I also find it slightly more cumbersome to pull out than the Surface's kickstand, though both are a bit awkward in that respect. On the plus side, the kickstand is fully adjustable, also like the Surface Pro, which not all hybrids are. Also in the rear, you'll find a black glass strip lining the top edge. That's where HP places Intel's 3D RealSense camera setup, which is composed of a main 8-megapixel shooter and stereoscopic 720p cameras for capturing different layers of depth information. As we've found in other products using the technology, it can be fun to take photos and then adjust the focus after the fact, as well as apply filters to selective parts of the picture. Unfortunately, while RealSense devices are in theory able to take advantage of the Windows Hello biometric login in Windows 10, the fact that these depth sensing cameras are on the back of the X2 means they won't be of any use for things like facial or iris recognition when you want to quickly sign into your machine. Also, it's a little awkward using a 12-inch, nearly 1.9-pound tablet to frame shots. Speaking of the sort, the X2 is thin and light in the grand scheme of things, that is, compared to full-fledged laptops, but it's not remarkably small either. All told, it comes in at 840 grams, 1.85 pounds, and 8 millimeters, 0.31 inch, thick. That makes it easy to carry indeed, though the keyboard cover adds quite a bit of weight, bringing the total to 2.68 pounds. Meanwhile, the Surface Pro 4 starts at 1.69 pounds, with the optional type cover adding just 0.64 pounds. Need some more examples? The tablet portion of the Surface Book weighs 1.6 pounds with a more powerful Core i5 or i7 processor, while the 12.9-inch iPad Pro starts at 1.57 pounds and measures 0.27 inch thick, despite having a larger screen than the X2. At the center of everything is the 12-inch IPS display. The resolution is capped at 1920 by 1080, which is lower than some competing products, including both the Surface Pro 4 and iPad Pro. Still, on a screen this small, the difference would be subtle at best, so in the interest of keeping the cost down, this was a fine compromise. Even if the screen angle weren't adjustable, which thankfully it is, I would have had an easy time making out the screen. As a warning, the glossy panel doesn't completely repel glare, but color and contrast at least stays mostly consistent as you tilt the screen forward and back. Lastly, the X2 is compatible with pressure-sensitive Wacom pens. That's the same technology that the Surface Pro used to have before Microsoft bought Wacom competitor Intrigue. All of which is to say, the X2 will make a good pen tablet for drawing and note-taking, so long as you're willing to buy your own writing implement. HP sells an active pen on its site for $30, though any Wacom pen using the same technology will do. The Spectre X2 might be slower than the competition, and the battery life might not be as long, and the screen might not be as sharp, but damn if it doesn't have one of the best keyboards I've seen on a device like this. The metal keyboard feels sturdy, for starters, which goes a long way toward making it comfortable to use in the lap. It's backlit, another plus. And, perhaps most importantly, the keys are generously sized with an impressive 1.5 millimeters of travel, making them uncommonly cushy for a product in this class. The Spectre X2 might be slower than the competition, and the battery life might not be as long, and the screen might not be as sharp, but damn if it doesn't have one of the best keyboards I've seen on a device like this. The metal keyboard feels sturdy, for starters, which goes a long way toward making it comfortable to use in the lap. It's backlit, another plus. And, perhaps most importantly, the keys are generously sized with an impressive 1.5 millimeters of travel, making them uncommonly cushy for a product in this class. The Spectre X2 starts at $800 with an Intel Core M3 6Y30 processor, Intel HD 515 graphics, 4GB of RAM and a 128GB SSD. From there, you can upgrade to a $950 configuration with a Core M5 6Y54 chip and 8GB of memory. That model is customizable, too, allowing you to swap in a Core M7 CPU, $50, and either a 256GB, $150, or 512GB, $450, SSD. Either way, the keyboard comes standard in the box, and the 12-inch screen has a fixed resolution of 1920 by 1080. Or you could not buy an X2 at all. There are plenty of similar-looking tablet hybrids out there, including the one that started the trend, Microsoft's Surface Pro 4. If you were to compare the two based on price alone, the SP4 would seem like the worst deal. With a higher starting price of $899, it has the same key specs as the $800 Spectre X2, and doesn't come with a keyboard in the box. You'll need to buy that separately for $130. Price aside, though, it's still the better product. It's lighter, 1.69 pounds, versus 1.85, it's more comfortable to use in the lap, it offers more powerful spec options, and the battery life is slightly longer, even with a more pixel-dense display. Of the two, the Surface Pro 4 is the one I'd sooner recommend to my family and friends. In this increasingly big world of laptop, tablet hybrids, the Spectre X